Incoming was released in 2024 and was directed by John Tiernan. Oh boy. It tells the story of a group of high school kids who get invited to their first ever high school party. And while they expect it to be tons of fun, the party ends up causing a lot of trouble for them. Oh boy. This is atrocious. Oh my god, I did not think it would be this bad. For 2024 so far, a lot of people consider the worst film of the year so far to be Madam Web. And while I personally just found Madam Web to be average, so far I do believe it is the worst film of 2024, but I just didn't think it was as bad as other people said it was. It was just mid to me. I didn't like it, but I definitely found it to be a very poorly made movie. As for Incoming, I saw it pop up on Netflix. Before watching the film, I knew, jack shit about it. I just saw a little clip of it and I just said, it seems okay. Let's give it a watch. Something to review, something to watch. Let's see what it's like. Maybe it could surprise me. And after watching the film, my God, I am actually astounded by how bad this film is. This film is atrocious. This has to be the worst film I've seen all year, easily. And I mean easily. I know Madam Web was not good, it was very poor, but to me, it's better than this. This film, oh my god, when it finished, when it cut to the credits, I was pissed. Just because of what I just watched and how bad it was. The story is terrible. It's just garbage. The biggest problem for me is that it's extremely cliche. There's loads of cliches, the predictability of it is just ridiculous. I wouldn't mind the story being cliche if the execution was good enough. The execution is not good enough. The execution is so samey as loads of other movies done a billion times before. That's my biggest problem with the story. That's what pisses me off about it. There's no thought, there's no effort, there's no creativity, there's no uniqueness, there's no originality with the script. The beginning, the middle, the end of the movie go exactly the way I imagine. And even when you're watching the movie, you're just saying, oh, I know how this is gonna go. That's gonna go like this, then that's gonna happen. It's so predictable. It's so obvious where it's just, there's no point watching it. There really is just a waste of time watching this piece of shit. My God, I'm lost for words with how bad the plot is. It's just terrible. This has got to be one of the worst live action films I've ever seen. Yeah, it's that bad. I may be extreme on it, but I just think it's atrocious. Not only is the beginning of the movie so cliche, generic and predictable, the rest of the film just gets worse. But the third act, to me, was painful to watch. The third act, to me, is the worst part of the entire movie. But the ending, my God, the ending is awful. Now, spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen the movie, so I'm going to talk about spoilers. But the end of the movie has the main character singing to the girl he likes, and then the girl admits, to him in front of everyone that, oh no, I don't want to go out with you. But then the movie ends with her giving him a wink, meaning that she was only joking, that they are going to be a couple. And then the movie just cuts to the credits. I was like, what? What? Oh my God, I hate it when movies do that, but here, this has got to be the worst case of it. The way it just ends with that, I'm just going, what the hell was that? Like, that was a joke. It was just the stupidest, the most corniest thing I've ever seen in a movie. Oh my God, just the ending is terrible. The biggest problem is just the story, the direction. The direction is trash. It's just so samey, so cliche, so poorly written, so badly done. Just, oh my God. I'm just, like I said, I can't believe how bad a movie like this is. It's just shocking. There's a subplot with two characters trying to bring an attractive girl home, and the subplot itself is ridiculously cringy. I was just going, what is the point of this? Why are we doing this? It's literally like there's literally no need for it. I mean, I can't remember what exactly led to be honest. The film is very forgettable, not gonna lie. But I was just going, why are we doing this? Why is there a subplot that just feels so disjointed? That just makes no sense. And the film's comedy, oh my god, the film's comedy is just awful. Every single attempt at a funny joke did not make me laugh. Every single piece of comedy in this film fell flat, and I mean really, really bad. My god, the jokes were awful. Visually, the movie looks fine. The colour correction, the locations, etc., are just the same as your typical high school kids movie. But for me, the performances were a very mixed bag. Some of the performances are okay, but some performance in particular with the mother, the performance is so over the top. The way she says her lines is so cringy, so annoying, and just ridiculously over the top. Not every actor does a terrible performance, it's only one or two, but my god, I was just annoyed with how over the top some of the performances were. And as for the film's cast of characters, oh boy, they're a very interesting bunch. You got the main character who, in all honesty, is just a bit of a moron and a real idiotic character. He wants to get with the girl he fancies. You know exactly how it's gonna go. You got the bully sister. She ends up feeling bad about herself towards the end of the movie. The execution of that arc is just, well, ridiculous if you ask me. You've got the main character's friends who are just, well, stupid, idiotic idiots. Except for one. The only character I liked in the movie was Eddie. I just love how laid back he is, and I think he's the only character that's written well in the movie, while everyone else is just awful. If the film was about him, I think it actually could have been quite funny. So, yeah, that's the only good thing that the film is getting out of me. Some okayish performances and one good character, but that's not enough to save it. You also got the attractive girl that the main character is attracted to. She doesn't really do much in the film. You also got the teacher who's just, well, idiotic. He just tries to be friends with all the students, and to be honest with you, I didn't find him funny at all. To me, I just found him cringy. I just found him to be really idiotic. They try to do a funny joke with him in a mid-credit scene, and to be honest, I didn't find it funny. I just said to myself, that is incredibly stupid. Not just like that, but every single character was just so idiotic, so cliche. There was no thought. There was no thought put into the characters. There's no uniqueness. There's no originality. It's just so predictable. It's so cliche to the point where it's just, there's no point watching the movie. There's really no point watching this crap because, well, it's the same shit we've seen before. So the film's cast of characters are just bad. They're just awful. And the music is not much better either. The music is just generic, shitty, modern pop music. Not a single track I found catchy, not a single track, I found memorable. The music is just really, really forgettable. I'm just shocked with how bad this movie is. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I knew pretty much nothing about the film before watching it for myself. I just saw that little clip, a little bit of the description, and that was it. But I didn't think it would be this bad. I just had a feeling, okay, maybe it could be okay. Maybe it might not be the worst thing out there. And in all honesty, it has to be the worst film I've seen all year. I mean, I'd be very shocked if a movie that comes out later in the year is worse. But my god, this film is just awful. Do not watch it. My god, it is terrible. Overall, Incoming is atrocious. Terrible storytelling, awful characters, awful music, and a very mixed bag of performances. This is a film that I do not recommend to anyone. I am going to give Incoming a 1. out of 10. So that's it for my review of the movie Incoming. I have to say, I'm very happy I tore it to shreds. But if you do like the movie yourself, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely awesome. But let me know what you guys thought of the movie in the comment section below. Stay tuned for the next review. And until then, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and skidoosh.